port and the new airport, for your information, will begin before June this year, here in Nairobi. We want to modernize our seaports. The whole of that plan will require another 3 enablers, which I want to tell you. Number one, education. We must fund education properly. And we must put more money in science, research, and technology. And that is why we are saying we are moving our budget to 2% of GDP for us to be able to have the highest quality of professional human capital that is going to support our journey into the first world. That is what other countries did. Number two, we must secure our country. We must make sure that there is security in every part of the Republic of Kenya. That is why we are investing resources in securing the country. And we are going to work together with you. How are we going to finance this project? We have told you this project is going to cost 5 trillion Kenya shillings. Unasikia? It's going to cost how much? 5 trillion. Na hiyo kitu hiyo ni pesa tutapata. Don't relax. Hii pesa iko. Yes. Wakati tulisema tutafanya affordable housing, watu walitupiga makelele. Zakayo sijui nini. Leo contracts we have signed for affordable housing is 600 billion shillings of contracts in affordable housing in our markets and in our hostels. Kama ni pesa 600 billion tungeenda kukopa kwa IMF, tungekaa huko 10 years. Tukipiga magoti, simama, pinduka, enda pande hii. Lakini this is our own money. Nyinyi mnanielewa? So, this 5 trillion, watu wanasema hii ni wazimu. Well, inakaa kama wazimu, lakini we are going to deliver on it. How are we going to finance this 5 trillion? Tayari, for your information, tulikubaliana ya kwamba we are going to have alternative sources of revenue for us to finance our plan. We are going to bring in innovation. We are going to think outside the box for us to be able to finance our infrastructure. Number one, we have grown our savings significantly, vile DP amesema. And we grew our savings intentionally. Why? Because every country that has developed, whether it is China, whether it is Singapore, whether it is Korea, they have grown their savings. There is no way you can grow if you consume everything that you earn. Let me give you a basic example. Sijiongei mambo makubwa. Basic example. Tanzania today has a bigger social security fund than Kenya. Yet, Tanzania's economy is 60% of Kenya. Why? Because they made the decision on savings earlier than us. In Tanzania, you save by law 10% of your salary, 5% government saves on your behalf. In Kenya, we changed the law. In 2013, myself and Uhuru Kenyatta, we decided, because we sat down and we said, we need to change the law so that we don't remain backward when other countries are moving forward. We changed the law in 2013, ilienda kotini, kelele, siasa nini. But when I came into office, I straightened that. Today, everybody of us is paying 6% of their salary. The government or your employer is paying 6% for you, which is your money. We will get rid of old age poverty. Wale watu wanamaliza kazi wanaenda wanakufa kwa sababu hawana pension. We have gotten rid of that problem. Number two, we have built a big war chest for our development. Vile mulisikia, for 60 years, we had saved 312 billion shillings. For 60 years, pale NSSF. Kwa sababu tulikuwa tunasave shilingi 200 kila mwezi. When we changed the law, in 2 years, we have doubled what we saved in 60 years. Just in 2 years. Today at NSSF we have 670 billion shillings. By next year, 2027, we will have 1 trillion shillings at NSSF. Tell me what's going to happen in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. In 10 years, we will not be borrowing money from China or any other country for that matter. We will be using our own savings to drive our development. That is what transformation looks like, friends. That's what transformation looks like. And just for your information, that is how other countries have moved forward. Today, because Tanzania has a bigger social security fund, nilialikwa ati niende upper hill. Imagine Tanzania, a smaller economy. Wako na pesa mingi mpaka wanakuja kununua shamba upper hill, wanajenga nyumba ya gorofa 29 floors hapa. Because they are investing, sisi tumelala. Bado tunalipa 200. Hiyo inaitwa ujinga. Ama you can call it any other name, but that's what it is. So lazima tuachane na hiyo ujinga, sisi tusonge mbele. Tunaelewana jameni? Let us make the right decisions for this nation. And when we make the right decisions, we will see how Kenya is going to change. That is why you people seated here, don't just imagine that you are sitting here. You are sitting here because history has given you the opportunity to sit here. And we must acquit ourselves. We must be the generation. We must be the leaders that finally made Kenya the Kenya we all want it to be. Please, I want to beg, I want to ask of you. And we can change this country in our lifetime. Mukisikia Professor akisema in a generation, we can change this country. In the next 30 years, Kenya will be a first world country. Mungu atujalie. Inshallah. Ama namna gani, my friends? Si tuseme hivyo. And how are we going to do it? Already, I told you, we are going to find the resources. Today, as I talk to you, we have an opportunity to buy, as Kenyans, we have an opportunity to buy shares in Kenya Pipeline. Each and every one of us here, we have an opportunity to buy shares in Kenya Pipeline. Kenya Pipeline is not going to go away from Kenya. It's only that we will raise the money and let Kenyans own. It is part of democratizing ownership. It is part of democratizing wealth of our nation so that each and every Kenyan can have access to owning what we have built together as a nation. So today we are selling shares in Kenya Pipeline at the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And we are going to make sure that every Kenyan who has applied, first and foremost, gets their share before we move to anybody else. Many people I have heard have gone to Parliament to say, oh, you know, these shares of Kenya Pipeline have been overvalued. You know, hii share has been overvalued. Kwani mtu alikuwa anafikiri mali ya umma atakuja tu abebe hivi hivi? Hapana. Hii ni mali imejengwa over time, my friend. Hii ni mali imetengenezwa over time. So we have made sure that the people of Kenya get the best deal from their asset. Because it's not just us who are going to buy. There will be others who will buy. Sijui kama tunaelewana. So we have negotiated the best deal for the people of Kenya so that that money is raised so that we can use it to develop our country. We will raise possibly 110 billion from that sale of Kenya Pipeline. And I have told the people of Kenya, in the past, corporations were privatized. The money was used to pay salaries and to pay debt. Let me say, for the avoidance of any doubt, the commitment I made to the people of Kenya, any money, proceeds of privatization from Kenya Pipeline, from Safaricom, or from any other entity will be used for only one purpose: to develop the infrastructure of Kenya. Not a single shilling is going to pay salary. Not a single shilling is going to pay debt. We are going to use that money to build additional wealth. We want, when we sell one piece of infrastructure, we develop 5 pieces of infrastructure, which can be sold later down the road. Yes, that's what we are going to do. And with what we are going to do in the next 2 months, by God's grace, in the next 2 months, we are going to raise about 350 billion shillings from privatization at the capital market. How much are we going to raise? 350 billion. Nanielewa? Na hiyo 350 billion is going to enable us to build infrastructure worth 4 trillion Kenya shillings. Akili. That's what we are going to apply. Hii mnanielewa? Tuendelee ama tuendelee? Yes. Na atusemi next election, in the next 2 months, we begin that journey. We are not talking about the next election. We are talking about now going into the future, into the next generation. So, with that money, we can be able to do the roads, we can be able to do the dams, we can be able to generate energy. So, if we have 4 trillion shillings this year, ile project yetu ilikuwa, program yetu ilikuwa trillion ngapi? 5. So this year we will raise 4. Imebaki 1 trillion. Hiyo tutafanya ukarabati kidogo kidogo, next year tumalize, Kenya isonge. Tunaelewana jameni? And we are very confident. We are going to tell the people of Kenya how we are going to do it. We stabilized the economy when nobody believed in us. We stabilized agriculture when nobody believed in us. We sorted out education when people thought it was impossible. We have sorted out health when people thought it was difficult. We are going to move Kenya from a third world country to a first world country in this generation. And that is why this meeting is important. You people sitting here, you are the people who will make that history happen. Tunaelewana? And that takes me to the next 2 items. And I want to take both of them together. The next 2 items is our party elections and the negotiations between UDA and ODM. How are those 2 connected to what we are having a conversation about? Unanielewa? They are important. The party elections that we carried out, in some areas very successful, in some areas not very successful, in some areas we did not succeed to carry out the elections. But we have a brief from the National Election Board. Why is the party election important? And I want you to listen to me very carefully. The party elections are important because the party is a critical instrument. Any successful democracy has a robust political party and democratic framework. We have 2 ways of implementing our agenda. The countries that have succeeded, either they have succeeded because they are a dictatorship, where once the leader says we are going here, you cannot say no and you cannot question. That is one way of moving the country forward. For us, we don't have that luxury. For us, we are a democratic country. And for a democratic country, the only instrument you have is a political party. Because a political party goes beyond a community. It goes beyond a region. It goes beyond a religion, either one or the other. A political party unites people into one common vision and one common program. And that is why we are sitting here, from different parts of Kenya, from different religions, from different communities, but we are united by the fact that we believe in Kenya in a certain way. And that is why I want to encourage you. Successful countries that are democratic are built on the solid foundation of a political party. It is important for us. The political party is not the party leader. The political party is not the NEC or the NGC. The political party is the grassroots. The polling station is where the political party is made or unmade. That polling station. So, I want to encourage you. If you go to any successful political party, its success is in the grassroots. We have positions of 580,000. Is that correct? NEB people. 540,000 positions for officials in the party. 20 people per polling center. 20 people per polling center. We carried out elections the other day. And many of the senior leaders here, members of parliament and MCAs, did not even bother to participate. Very few people participated. I give credit to Kirinyaga and Bomet. At least in those two counties, we saw many members come to participate. But in other counties, the participation was very low. You find 50 people came to vote in a polling center. 20 people came to vote in a polling center. 15. Tell me whether if 30 people came to vote in a polling center, do we say that election went well? Yes. So we have instructed the NEB, any polling center where less than 50 people voted, we repeat. Any polling center where less than 50 people voted, we do what? We repeat. And please, I want to ask you as leaders, the grassroots is very important. The grassroots is very important. I want to encourage us here. Go and become chair of the ward in your county. Those are the people who are going to decide for the party going forward. Nominations will be decided by the party going forward. Whether it is nominations of MPs, nominations of county assemblies, they will be decided by the party. And the party must have legitimacy. The legitimacy of the party comes from the membership voting for the party officials. Yes. We're going to redo this exercise where we did not do well, so that the person at the polling station, let me tell you, my friends, I have been in this politics for a while. I was a member of KANU. The reason why KANU succeeded for many years is because people were elected. Watu walikuwa wanapiga mlolongo kwa polling center kuchagua officials wa chama. The reason why ODM today is where it is because they carry out elections in the polling center. Are we together? So, there is no other way. We have to have elected officials at the polling center. I know many of us here are friends. I also have friends. Even if your guy, the person you want at the polling station. If you think